Hello everybody, welcome back again into our beautiful city. I think it's looking pretty good. This is one of my favorite angles in the city, by the way. I thought, how about we start over here and work our way across. But how's everybody doing? I hope you guys are all doing fine because, of course, we're doing mighty fine around here. We've had some little issues with our computers and stuff recently, as you guys would be aware of in the past few videos. But we're back, and we're back with some very, very good news. And we'll talk about that in the rest of this episode. But for now, let's discuss what we are doing. We're working here in the palace. If you guys haven't been around, of course, I know a lot of people are on vacation, having a good time, I hope. And now, of course, we are probably catching up with a lot of you guys. So this is our palace we've been building. I think it's coming along quite well. We've got a lot of stuff to fix up on the front, a lot of nitty-gritty things, which we'll get into very soon. But I've noticed, just as I started recording this episode, I have not yet changed over these from the last episode where we were testing them over. So that's got to change over to a bit of oak. But today we're going to get started inside here. And the whole point of this is to start this first room off with a bang. We want this first room to really set the stage now. Oh, yeah, that's great. So much for that stage. There's probably a giant hole in it, right? Well, that doesn't matter. That happens. I sadly, more often than not. What? That is I'm actually impressed. That's quite something. But this isn't too bad. We can fix this quite easily. Hopefully I have got everything I needed. Elytra, all that stuff. I've lost it too recently to want to redo it, so that's good. All right, never fear. We are back, and I think I had another stack of those. So that means there could be some missing stuff. Nothing down there. Nah, we're good. Okay, we'll recover from this. That's not a bad thing. We'll fix it up. It's fairly simple to just do this stuff, I think. Yeah. I guess it's one of the benefits of having videos as well. I can always check back to what I've got missing there, but that's beyond the point. Let's just, we'll take this little incident, we'll put it to the side, and we'll come over here, all right? So, what I'm trying to do here, today we are going to be starting with a doorway, and it's not going to necessarily have a door, but it's going to be an entrance, I guess. That's probably more accurate. Now, before we go any further, I have to point out the one problem we have here. That is, this whole building is built at an angle. Look at that. That beautiful angled roof, which is one of my favorite things about this, is it's going to be at an angle. It's going to be slightly skewed off to the one side. And by the way, this wall is shorter on this side versus this side. I've just run out of white concrete. As you can see, I've put a lot around there. It takes forever to get. So this is going to be a problem because this over here is at an angle, but I've built this room with the idea of, and in all fairness, I did not think this far because I thought I could maybe fix up some of the diagonal stuff by building straight in a grid-like pattern as we normally do in Minecraft, and just maybe leaving some void areas on each side. For instance, if we did a straight wall and the outside wall was at an angle, if we did that, we could maybe just leave a little bit of a void area, if that makes sense. But sadly, it's not going to work for this room. And also, because we are going from the very tall roof, and the roof was part of this room, very important, we're going to have to be a bit more interested, well, do something a little bit more interesting, I guess, than just your standard sort of building. Now, the whole trick that I've got to getting around this issue, because this wall over here is going to be in a grid-like manner, I guess, and that is going to not match up with this. So we're going to have to work out a means of distracting the eye from looking at this little issue that we have here. And if we can, it means we've managed to get away from that. We've managed to get this room to feel normal, and we've managed to do something which I think is going to be quite difficult. So that's great to just get that out the way. So what I want to do here is I've already measured out some heights which I really like, and we're going to start off with this wall, and this is going to be kind of, I guess, in many ways, a lot of just basic, straight up, straightforward depth creation in this wall, because it's a fairly large wall. We are going to struggle if we try to go too crazy with textures from the beginning. I think we're better off just going straight in for the more. Oh yeah, I thought we were close there. For more of the depth and stuff than anything else. So we're going to come out, bring this wall out a little bit, and we're going to make this entrance over here probably, I'd say these 3 blocks in here, probably 3 or 4 more blocks in the other side. It's going to be quite a large entrance in terms of the depth of it, but you'll see why. We can add so much more detail when we start going a little bit more, a little bit further in with depth. And of course, the zombies already spawned there, right? yeah, I suppose I can take advantage of this. There we go. That's another crisis averted there. All right, so we've got this here. Let's go ahead and we'll do the stuff that we normally do, where we go from one side, we'll build up one side or that side, whichever one, work everything out on one side. Instead of duplicating the work, we'll be able to at least start being more efficient, I guess. So what I was thinking with this was to go in one block like this, and I want to use this blue, by the way. We'll go in one block. We will get rid of that stuff and drop those over there because no one ever needs them. So we'll go in like that. We'll go in with another block, and I was trying to use the blue, of course, looks quite purple, and we're going to work it into the design here to try and create a little bit of color in the place. And then the gray, of course, because we have used it in a lot of places, and I think it's going to be a block that we're going to use a lot. So this is where the decision comes in. Do we go another gray block there and then a blue block here? Or do we pull it out another 2 blocks? And I think this over here being already 5 blocks wide probably is more than enough. So we'll just do that there. And over here, I was thinking, if we do something like this, we could maybe do something like that. And a little bit of that. Oh, no. The quartz is so good to mine. Just something like that. Could be an interesting, basic, bit of depth, a bit of interesting, bit of interest in here, of course. And then we can just work our way from there. And I think this is the way to do a lot of these walls, because they're going to be everywhere. And if we can get a simple design and we can maybe do a few little, is that the right height? I think it is. If we can do a few little tweaks here and there, I think we can actually get away with doing some fairly simple stuff and not having to worry too much about breaking things. Actually, I'm going to be smart and do that there, because of course we're going to forget about that, and then we're going to hear zombies. What is the mode? Groaning all the time? We don't want that. We definitely don't want them. So let's be smart about it from the beginning. And 29 more of these. I'm gonna probably have to go get some more. That's all right. That's not a big deal. We've done a lot of a ridiculous amount actually of gathering recently, and hopefully I can show you guys some of the I guess fruits of our labor from all that there. Did my Elytra not activate? Really, today's interesting. But of course, actually, yes, I was going to tell you guys about some of the cool stuff, because some really cool stuff has happened. A lot of you guys, this is actually a very common question in stream. A lot of people tend to keep up with what people have in their computers, and it's obviously a place where a lot of people are interested in stuff like that. So I guess, what? Oh, of course this happens, right? It's obviously an area where a lot of people are interested, I guess. And obviously, we've had some really rough issues with computers recently, which is horrible, yes. But I think I've said I fixed it before, but I fixed it this time, for sure. And, well, look at this guy. But now it's official. We've got completely new stuff. So to fix the problem, instead of trying to figure out the problem, fix the problem, I've just gone ahead and bought new stuff. And I guess the whole reason I bought new stuff is because I became aware of the problem, which required new stuff. But we have now got a brand new processor and motherboard. So there we go. That's the information now for people who are looking for it. And that means we can do some really cool stuff now. So basically what that means for us around videos and around the stream is we basically got a little bit of an upgrade. Think of it this way. We've upgraded a little bit. We've now got some cool stuff, and it means we can now stream and make our stream look a little bit prettier. It means we can hopefully record these videos fantastically. In fact, this is my first recording on this, so hopefully all is going well. In fact, if anything, if you guys are finding anything a bit weird, maybe some audio stuff, that could just be because I've reinstalled Windows like 5 billion times, and yeah, we really could have messed something up in there at some stage, but yeah, I do need to know if anything messes up, but I'm pretty excited for this stuff. How about we do something like that? I'm pretty excited for the improvements that this means to the stream, which is super, super cool. Can maybe do something like that, and then we could do, what I'm thinking, by the way, with this, let's just step back. I know it's nighttime, but hey, we are in the palace now. We don't have to worry about the day and night too much. But what I'm thinking about this is I'm just trying to get a bit of light in. It probably won't even go there, but maybe having a little lookout over there where, well, it's something similar to this, actually. This could probably be pretty good. And now, of course, night does matter because we're outside. Where we've got these little lookouts, something like that on the inside. I've seen it a lot in castles, and I've seen it a lot just used as means of, we don't have any more of those, of making something a bit more interesting, I guess, for us. Because having these walls everywhere, we can't use this trick all the time, but I guess it will work. Oh, that's a pity with this lighting glitch over here. But if we could do something like this, maybe we can go up a little bit, put in a piece over here. In fact, let's give it a go now. We may be able to get stuck there. Sometimes you get super lucky and you can hook yourself in a block. Yeah, that's our light source gone. That's fine. So we'll maybe do something like that. Pop a... Yeah, an end rod is actually quite easy to get rid of. We can just punch it and it goes. So that's probably quite an easy thing to get rid of. So if we could go out here, maybe do something like this over here and go out another few blocks. There we go. And I know we won't be able to go out too far because as soon as we start going out too far, we start losing a lot of the stuff. So we'll just do that there, that in there. Yeah, we start losing a lot of the detail in here and it starts getting really bland and boring because of course we're gonna have to put more blocks down there and that is in the wrong spot. Of course it is. Okay, that's fine. I messed that up, but that gives us an opportunity now to go have a look at what that is gonna look like. Yeah, it's a mess, I know, but height-wise, maybe bring it down a little bit. We'll see how we go. What I want to do now is I want to copy this over to this side, just in its basic form, and then I want to go into the inside here maybe. We'll see about that. So what I'm picturing with this entranceway is getting rid of a lot of this wall and having a cool little archway hanging down in there. That could look very cool, and hopefully my idea works, but basically, if we could pull it down here, have another one of these entrances like this over the top, which won't be a look at, it will be more if you're walking from this side to the one on this side, you'll be able to look over, peer over at this place, see the guests entering the castle, or the palace, sorry, the palace, see them entering and going over there, which, by the way, I haven't even mentioned, will be like the grand dining hall, I assume, or maybe a throne room. I'm not 100% sold on what it is, but it's going to be something. It's going to be a place where guests, of course, walk in here, because that's what happens. Guests come to the place. Well, here we go. Come on. Welcome, guys. They come in. They go straight to that area. We don't want to have that all the way at the back. I don't know what the actual... What? I thought I just heard someone taking damage. Yeah, you guys aren't welcome here anymore. We're closed. There you go. Yeah. So basically we want guests to walk in fairly easily into here and just be in the area as it is. So we're trying to get some logic in it, whatever little logic we can have. And it looks like I'm out for a bit of a battle over here. And there you have it. Looking a lot better, I think. And overall, I've done some changes, and I think it's been good improvements. First of all, I've hidden these. I've put some lighting up there to get a bit of light in the top there. And man, moody brightness. It's really, really cool. I've got, as per the usual, 50% brightness there, and it's looking really great. Just having these shadows cast up there. Very, very cool. Now, the next thing, of course, is I've cleared out the doorway, the entranceway, and I've also put in the area for us to get these lookouts. And I haven't quite decided if we're going to have these just as things where we could put, for instance, maybe a suit of armor or something up there, or maybe a lookout there. But this certainly will be one, and we can go ahead and work on that. That's what I've decided we'd be doing now. So how about we give this a go? And use my idea, of course, of having the area down here, the little thing that flicks down there a little bit. I think that would be really cool. It's something similar, hopefully, to what I've mirrored in these over here, which I got from this design around here. Not quite the same, I do admit, but it's close enough. And I think if we can keep using that sort of thing throughout the palace, that will only be something good. Now, what we need... Actually, I'll use these instead. Is a little bit of a pillar block, which I was about to say. And what I want to do is I want to create this little, I guess it's kind of like a wreath hanging down there. And if we can get this right, I think it'll look really, really cool. So let's go up there and here. And of course we do need, whatever this central piece here is, we need this to actually meet up in the middle here. So if we can get that right, we're winning if that's the case. So how about this? Actually, what might be better is, and that's the wrong stuff anyway, there, like that. Good. So this is probably a bit better because we're going to do this little trick, which I tend to do quite often, and I think it works really well. That's why I keep using it very often, which is the step down, step one out trick like that, where you can just do those sorts of things. I don't know why it works so well, but it does. It just creates a really cool shape to things. It makes them nice and three-dimensional. It's a great little thing that I like to do. So where did I start in relation to that? I think just one under there, right? So one under there. Is that right? Maybe not. Maybe it was one more. I'm probably completely incorrect on this, but yeah, I am incorrect. Okay, well actually, we've got the two of these. This one here is the center. So let's see where this matches up here. If we put this on, it's either down there. If we went down here, would this work? Or it's up here, and that could work. I think actually up here would probably be a little bit better. So we use this as an opportunity, I guess, really. This little piece that we just messed up here as an opportunity to figure out whether or not it's going to work. And it doesn't look like that's the case. All right, so there, like that, another 3, another 3. Yeah, that works there. And then we can just do that. Perfect. All right, and we've got the same thing on either side. So then we go get rid of that, put one of those in there, and I think I did a solid block under there. So we could do a solid one there, and then this around the front. And I'm actually overcommitting to this, so let's just quickly jump down there and double check that we haven't overcommitted too far, and it might not work. It might be too short, actually, is probably one of the bigger concerns with this. No, it actually can work. Yeah, that'll do the trick. I want to put something on the top though, but that will definitely do the trick. Now, another thing that I'll point out, which is what I said was in the beginning, our trouble with this room, what we're going to be working on to try get this to fit in, which was the angle versus no real special angle. And here's where we come into it. My strategy is, because of course, if we put these lines going all the way to the top, it's going to be obvious when this does not connect into the center of the roof. It's going to look very weird. It could maybe work, but I really don't think it will, and I think it's better off if we don't commit to that. So the plan will be to hopefully cut this off over here with some decorative, I guess something similar to this, decorating that there and leaving this space blank over here on the top. So it doesn't have any lines to guide your eyes towards the top of the roof. And besides, if you're walking in here, well, by the way, this is the best strategy, I guess. What we can do is just distract from it. Try pull your vision away from that. So if you're walking in here, let's practice this, right? So you're walking up, you're like, wow, this palace is huge. It's enormous. Look at those walls with finished roofs eventually. Going in here, you'll see, yeah, the unfinished stuff, fair enough. You'll walk in and look out that way. Now, currently, I think your eyes are drawn to look up because there's the big window there. There's the grand scale of things. You got the stairs on either side. I think you would be drawn up here. The thought that I had was perhaps if we could put one of these lanterns or these chandeliers down to where you get up to here, for instance, where your vision would be blocked by a chandelier in there, and when you get up below the chandelier, you will probably not even notice it. That's what I think we could do to work, and I want to give that a go. But before we do that, before we start adding into those things, I think what we'll do is we'll start finishing off this spot here and get this looking good. But I'm fairly certain that will be enough of a trick to get rid of it. Okay, I thought we were actually right against there. I wasn't expecting to fall down there. There we go. So in here, the stairs, which I actually did replace on those sides there before. I don't know what we left it at, but we did replace that. Oh, do I want one of these? Let's just check that. I don't know if I do want a slab there. Yeah, I do. That's fine. Slab will work for sure. It's actually looking quite good. Just the basic, as I say, today, I said we're going back to our basics, the very basic sorts of things with building. And hopefully, actually, because every now and then we really should, because there's always, I'm sure, new people around here, budding builders, who gets stuck on some of the more simple things, the basic depth, and it's really just so silly how easy it is when you get the hang of it. But boy, before you figure it out, it is quite a bit of I guess not thinking, but more of a journey to it, I guess would be the word. It takes a bit of time to get to the stage where you figure out, like, hey, if I just push stuff in a little bit further, it ends up creating a cool little bit of area for me to work with. Add a bit of more detail in, add a bit more depth. It looks a bit cooler. There we go. That'll work. Okay, now I think what I'll do, and this is very simple, is just use this stuff here. No, not that. That can go. This can stay. And we will just use some of this stuff around here. To hide this piece here, and then also hide that there. So maybe we cut it. Actually, we can cut this one block short here, so that won't expose that there. We can go up there, and this floor. Yeah, you know what? We won't worry about that just yet. That like that. And we can pull this up 1 and 2. There. Yeah, and then we'll just do that, and there. And I think that could work, just as a means of hiding what we've got there. Yeah, that is perfect. And then I'll get rid of a bit of that there. Oh. Oh yeah, we don't have smite on this thing anymore. I really need to get smite back on my axe. I rely on it way too much. So yeah, well, let's go get this stuff in and we'll see what it looks like. And just like that, everything is looking much better. You see, we just do another layer, another layer, another layer, and eventually we've got something that resembles something kind of elegant, I think. Now, here's the trick. Remember I told you, actually, we're not going to look at it as we go there. We're going to do this little test again. Come out here, and by the way, I, in a stream recently, just finished off those two just for the wall's sake. We haven't actually put any details on them, but I don't know. I think it looks a lot better, but we'll get to that soon. So walking up here, we've got 2 new lamps, actually. Why do I keep calling them lamps? 2 new chandeliers in there. So as we go around here, bam. Look at this. You look out this way, you can see there'll be stuff going on there. You may look at the staircases on either side. But as you're walking in here, that's blocking your view of that top piece. And as you walk in here, because once I put that in, I realized you were looking at either side there, that is blocking a lot of your view of those. And if we can just get these little, easy little pieces on the sides, I think that'll look all right. And by the way, I've realized I put these in the middle here. I thought they looked pretty cool. Just for as you walk under, if you look up, it makes it look like a little bit cooler, I think. Just to add something in there, really. No other reason. But there we go. Looking good. I think so. Very simple sort of thing. But if you guys have any suggestions for adding on to this, because of course this is a incredibly simple thing we've done here compared to what we've done recently, I think there will be a lot of room to improve on this. Some very simple lines, some very simple sorts of things, but they work quite effectively, I think. But if you guys have got any ideas on it or improvements or changes to make, of course, let me know. And also, by the way, don't forget, today we have, as I said, restarted Windows and all that jazz. So if anything's a bit weird with the audio, with the video, if there's maybe something happening in this, let me know. I'd love to fix it. So, you guys, I'm sure, will figure that out. But thank you very, very much, guys. We're going to end the episode right around here. We had a great episode, had a great build, and hopefully many, many more to come. So thank you very much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.